Hey, chess lovers, we are cheering Divya. In support of Divya, we hope you support us too. Yeah, guys, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Flirting. Vinayak Nadkarni. Has the bus E104 already left? I breathlessly reached the bus stop and asked the man standing there. He was taken by surprise as if I asked him for his wallet. After a pause, he replied, "No." I have a sigh of relief as I returned to my normal breathing speed. I asked again, "I see your tag. Do you also work for Dieter Software Solutions?" He replied, "Yes, I do." His voice was strong yet polite, dressed in neat formal clothes. He was clean shaven, looked like a well cultured man. I quickly glanced at his fingers, no rings. All this is fine, but what what with these short answers? I wonder if he was simply shy by nature or just plain arrogant. I was also not one of those who would give up easily. There's something strange with women like me. When someone ignores us, we tend to get more attracted to them. It's a classic flaw of introduced by Naughty Almighty. But still, I could not resist talking to him further. Hi, my name is Nana. I also joined RSS recently. I extended my right hand, hoping to involve him in a conversation. Oh, that's good to know. I'm Abhishek. He rendered a rather weak handshake and did not bother to extend the conversation. So, which department you work for, Abhi? I guess I can call you that, right? I continued moving closer to him. Wow, he smells great as well. I was hoping we at least end up having a couple of dates, if not more. I am in the training department. Actually, I am one of the coordinators. After a small pause, he continued, and yeah, Abhi is fine. With those words, he looked into my eyes for the first time. For me, that's all it takes. Once someone looks into my eyes, They get lost, as if they are hypnotized by my magician. The eye contact lasted exactly 5 seconds before our brief, interesting little moment was abruptly ended by arrival of the bus. Needless to say, I sat next to him. After the, after the brief chaotic moment at the bus stop, I was sure that he would be the one to restart the conversation. How about you, Nana? Which department do you work for and how do you find our RSS? There you go. It was the magic of my earthen pot eyes and my charm that was putting those words in his mouth. I gave him more details than he asked for, talking about my department work colleagues, and I did not stop there. I also hinted that I am the girl to party with. He listened with great interest, but I could also sense that he was a shy and quiet person. Time is heartless. When you want it to move slower, it flies. And when you are waiting for something important, it crawls. So we traveled almost 12 kilometers for about 35 minutes. It felt like less than 5 minutes. We reached the office and went to our desk. For both of us, the day has started on bright note. After I reached office, I went to my desk, checked my emails, had coffee with my colleague, and then returned to my desk. Being a new member, I had very few responsibilities to handle. I was almost through with my day's work within first couple of hours. My crazy mind was recollecting the time spent with Avi. My logical mind was telling me it could take more effort from my side to make things work. My thought flows were disturbed by the loud voice I heard from the corner of the room. I put my head up to see what was happening. A muscular man with his shirt torn was walking out. Curiosity took over and I went to investigate. I learned that he was involved in an argument with one of the staff members and had left the scene furious. I saw him going towards the men's room. I casually walked in the direction he came out. He looked very confused as if he didn't know where he wanted to go. Being a responsible employee, I stepped in. Excuse me, sir, may I help you? I asked. I don't know. I am not sure why I am here. Is there any artists associations or something like that? He asked. I was right, he was confused, but even more than I thought. There was no mention of the event that had transpired minutes earlier. I chose to carry on with the momentum. Yes, but not in this office. It's just a couple of blocks away. I can help you with that. Oh, that's so sweet of you. I am Rohan, a communist for one of the monthly magazines called the Impression. He introduced himself by extending his left hand. Hi, I am Nana. Hi, but before I could complete my sentence, I was struck dumb by a handshake. What a firm handshake, strong, confident. I could see the veins distinctly visible on his strong forearm. Either he was very angry or he hits the gym regularly. I continued after returning to my sense. I'm glad to help you. I was going out for lunch anyway, so you are a communist for the impression. What do you write about, Rohan? Unwillingly, I ended the handshake and walked with him towards the exit door. I had gently mentioned about having lunch as well. I was curious to see if he was sharp enough to catch it. I had heard that physically strong people are usually dumb. It's mostly philosophy, Nana. We can talk about it more over the lunch. He replied with his head slightly tilted towards left. His left hand stretched out to open the door for me, and there was a smile on his face which said, "You are a gorgeous. You are so gorgeous." It was hard to believe he was the same angry young man. From a few minutes ago, he took me to a Bavarian restaurant. It was expensive but worth it. He asked me whether I was in a hurry to get back to office. I assured him that I was so not. So we walked the way back instead of hiring a taxi. I left him at the Vintage Artists Association and returned to my office. Hoping for subscribe friends. 130 का टारगेट है आज. After a rather eventful day, I was sitting at my desk playing solitaire. The clock showed 6:10 p.m. I was waiting for my cell phone to buzz. Usually it beeps between 6 p.m. to 6:07. Just then my phone beeped. The message appeared on the screen. See, I'm out, baby. I will be there in 5 minutes. Involuntarily, a smile appeared on my face and I gave a blow kiss in reply. Within 5 minutes, the white Volkswagen arrived. I stepped in and kissed Gotham on his forehead. So, how was your day, sweetheart? He asked with the same enthusiasm, same undying love, and same everlasting care as always. Wonderful, honey. Let's grab some dinner on the way. I replied, yes, dear. We don't have time to cook tonight. I'm all excited about our big trip starting tomorrow. Finally, you can meet my childhood friends. We stopped at McDonald's. He ordered two Happy Meals for takeaway. The person at the counter asked, what would you like to have as a drink, sir? He replied, I will take organic milk. He turned to me and asked, how about you, sweetie? I said a Diet Coke. He ordered, so one organic milk for me and a Diet Coke for my wife. We reached home and ate our dinner watching some sports I am barely interested in. My husband Gotham tried to explain to me how different rules apply in different formats. I acted as if I cared. I saw his face brighten with excitement when he thought one of the rules was particularly tricky. I nodded but hardly listened. I love him. He doesn't know how much after dinner we finished packing, and Gotham was excited as a little kid. Whose summer holiday? I love him. He doesn't know how much. After dinner, we were finished packing, and Gotham was excited as a little kid whose summer holidays were about to start after long and hard exams. Once he slept, I poured myself a glass of red Bordeaux wine. It takes a lot out of you when you meet different people and try to connect with each of them emotionally. I opened the balcony door of our apartment and stood there, staring at the dark sky. Even some of the stars, which were usually visible, were missing. It was completely dark. I took a couple of large sips and revisited my day in my mind. So it was a day of three-person. Usually it would be a two, but today was three. I took one more sip and sat on the chair with my legs up on the table. A cold breeze had picked up. Unknowingly, my legs most got moist. I gulped my sorrow along with my wine. Abhi Rohan Gotham. I am living a fake life, but I choose it. Dr. Reddy's word crossed my mind as I closed my eyes and took a deep breath. You have to make a choice, Nana. You can leave Gotham here and we will take care of him like any other patient. Or you can take him with you. It sounded insensitive, but doctors can't be diplomatic. He is the only one for me. I love him. I want to take him, doctor. The doctor explained. I understand the emotion behind those words, Nana, but it's very complicated. We have observed him over a month now, and clearly he has shown us two distinct personalities, some days even three. The accident had made him develop a MPD. Though it was an accident, Gotham thinks he is responsible for the death of his childhood friend Abhishek. Every morning he wakes up thinking he is Abhishek. In the some of the situation where the he in some of the situations where he is put under stress, there is an angry personality, Rohan. As we discussed earlier, I have no idea where this personality has come from. The most important thing is that Gautam's memory is limited only to the day before the accident. Yes, doctor, but multiple personality disorder has been successfully handled by treating every personalities with equal respect and attention. Proper love and care make things work, I argued with hope. Wow. The doctor replied hesitantly, yeah, but you don't know what you are singing up for. Nana, there can be more personalities than we have seen so far. Rohan can be more dangerous and destructive. It demands round the clock attention, and more than that, you are putting people around him in trouble as well. Nana, you are flirting dangerously with life. I understand, doctor, but what's life without an impossible challenge? I can do it. I will get the chance to meet two different personality every day. I will make sure he will get the attention that he needs, I said. Nana, The doctor warned you have to keep him engaged in every personality. You have to care for him, make life interesting for him in each of them. Doctor, I love Gotham. I love him in every form. I love the challenge of making him fall in love every day, or rather twice a day. I know it was not for day or month. It could take years or worse. It might never end before taking Gotham. It might never end. Before taking Gotham with me from the hospital, I had to do a lot of preparations. I spoke to those in IRSS to carry out this drama daily. I checked with the Vintage Artists Association about occasional visit whenever Rohan comes up. More than that, I had prepared my mind to act, to involve, to love. The cold breeze had come now. The cold breeze had now become even colder, and they broke my chain of thoughts and broke me and broke brought me back to present. The tears had soaked my cheeks, and wine's glass was empty. I went inside, washed my face, went to bed. I had to get ready again to meet Abhishek for following morning. Has the bus 104 already left? I breathlessly reached the bus stop and asked the man Abhishek standing there. That was beautiful. Flirting by Vinayak Nankarni. That was beautiful. I love it. Hey friends, 130 is target. Do hit subscribe button. सभी दोस्तों सब्सक्राइब बटन दबाओ 130 करने हैं आज अरे यार समझो chess.com पर रजिस्टर करना है 500 नहीं पूरे होंगे तो कैसे होगा आप बताओ आप सब मेरे साथ जुड़ोगे जब तो काम कंप्लीट होगा ना 130 का टारगेट है फिलहाल ओनली 6 बाकी हैं यार दबा दो बटन सब्सक्राइब द डिवाइन यूनियन के बालाकुम्बरन हैव यू एवर बीन अलोन truly alone have you ever been in a place that was massive cold kind of whitish calm and serene with tranquilizing ambience, lacking human presence, completely enclosed, and thereby administering a strong doses of claustrophobia in you right away. Have you ever been subjected to the cold embrace of loneliness? Do you know what it means to be secluded? Have you ever smelled isolation? Is this going to be 100 years of solitude for me? As the thoughts slowly start to take over me, I see her standing there, probably waiting for me. Her lips parted slowly to flash that magical smile. That smile. ये तो सच है यार. Every man can die for her woman, his humorous smile. Every man. Not every woman, but for his woman. Do you agree? As your friend, I have to tell you that you are never going to get married, my dear Arun. The kind of girl you are looking for probably doesn't exist, never existed, and will never exist. It looks like my friend's story. Even if someone like that exists, why why in hell would she choose you? You are greedy, and your superiority complex is going to keep you single for eternity. Li- Listen to our advice. Stop looking for something ideal and accept a girl that will work out for your family and get settled. Thus shouted my friend before alighting the train when it arrived at the station. Most of his advice had always been swallowed up by my screech of the arriving train. The girl he would suggested some time back, I had conversed with her the previous day for 10 minutes. She was faltering her out because of her inability to answer any of my question coherently. Journal conversation between me and the so-called prospective bride would go something like this. I hope my friends have subscribed. They are willing to help me to reach 500. So, start. Hello. Hello. Your name? Prompt response. What does it mean? Father kept it, mother kept it. It's my grandmother's name. It's fashionable. It's the name of goddess. Whatever should mean something. No response. Do you read books? Yes, I would. Hear a feeble voice. Good. What kind of books do you read? After few moments of hesitation, cookery, self-help books, and some Tamil magazines. Some of them would mention some commercial English authors. Some of them Paulo Coelho. But when questions are asked about the novel themselves, mainly them and plot, there would be an incoherent, unintelligible response. What do you think about Indo-US nuclear deal? Well, चुप हो गई. Do you think we should go for it given the fact that we will be bounded by the 123 agreement? US is bad country. We shouldn't go for it. Bad means no response. Do you think we should sign the NPT? NPT, non-proliferation treaty. No response. Like literature? Yes. Favorite book or author? Tirukural. Some of them will say this, as it seems like as a safe and smart answer. Okay. चालू है आदमी. Your favorite pal, rather section? No response. Most of the times, some people would gather courage to mention the section Aram, virtue, or Porul, realities of life. Porul. Your favorite Kural? Couplets. And its meaning? No response. अरे यार तू अपने लिए लड़की देख रहा है या किसी जॉब का इंटरव्यू ले रहा है इसका? गजब है यार. चलो अच्छा है उसकी रिक्वायरमेंट्स हैं. कम से कम बाद में तो परेशान नहीं करता किसी को. पहले ही खत्म कर दे रहा है. Thank you, I would say and hang up the receiver. Almost the same happened yesterday with the girl my friend suggested. Neither did she answer any of my questions coherently, nor did she say anything that intrigued me. It seemed that all she had done until then was to get herself ready for marriage. यार ये तो सेम वर्ड है मेरे फ्रेंड के. उसे बताऊंगा बाद में. Herself ready for marriage by learning to cook, do house chores, and other such stuff. When I asked her if she had read John Skelton, she got scared and hung up. She would inform her parents that she would inform her parents later that I was asking her about skeletons and black magic. Her friend had admonished my friend, and obviously he was getting back at me with his advice. When I was naive, I insisted upon having a girl who was beautiful with at least the 95th percentile or higher on standardized supervised intelligence test. Later, I slowly relaxed and agreed to compromise on the looks of the girl who should still be intelligent enough to converse with me on the wide range of subjects. This relaxation probably tricked people into believing that I would slowly become as regular in my preferences as any other guy, but I stuck firmly to my ideals like dried up glue on one's finger. This infuriated them. जिद्दी हो गया भाई. कोई बात नहीं. मिलेगी मिलेगी. And when I never went to people voluntary and requested them to find a suitable partner for me. It's they who came to me and asked me about my expectation. And whenever I expressed what I wanted, it angered them. They felt that I was being a snob, prig, and haughty, egomaniac who never understood the importance of girl capable of running a family. I have never felt superior to girls who are trained for marriage. It's just that I felt I wouldn't be compatible with those kind of girls, but nobody seemed to understand this. I was fed up with those beaten to death, clinch bits of advice, not that the offensive statement hidden, or sometimes explicit. In the advice hurt, not that offensive statement hidden in the advice hurt me anymore. I was clearly far beyond getting hurt by silly statements, but increasingly their sheer frequency and repetitiveness bothered me. I requested them, my friends, colleague, family, why don't you marry? Interrogators, not to repeat the same thing again and again. I asked them not to worry about my marriage or my life, but such requests only made them rephrase the same age old advice. And that's all they did. The content almost remained the same. I sincerely hope they would understand that I couldn't let myself fall in love with or marry just another girl. However, over time, I found that I was growing weak in the face of this repetitive advice. I was afraid that I would give up in at some point, owing to the pressure. I decided not to discuss my marriage with anybody anymore. As they had started chanting in news channels, enough is enough. But thanks to all the brainwashing of my friends and well wishers, I had started to get that deep, hidden, uncomfortable feeling in me. Pain? No. Pain is too big a word. Fear? Yes. I was starting to get afraid that what these people said, that I may never get married, was destined to happen. Were they words from God thrown indirectly through some random stranger selected as messengers? I started contemplating the idea of spending the rest of my life without a girl. Whoa. I started contemplating the idea of spending the rest of my life without a girl. Would it be really bad? It couldn't be worse than what it couldn't be worse than what it would be if I were to marry someone who didn't match my taste. I concluded I cursed myself for having wasted time by forcing myself into vicious cycle of depressive thoughts. This always ended up giving me only a heavy measure of negative energy. I pulled out a medicine strip, pushed the tablet gently as it slowly tore the plastic sheet and came out. I swallowed the tablet at once. I was used to popping pills without water. क्या कहते हो दोस्तों? सब्सक्राइब तो कर ही लिया होगा खैर, करना भी बनता है. हाय डीएस शॉर्ट वीडियो. So I opened the castle, the novel that seemed to be getting increasingly difficult with each page, probably due to the fact that I was getting exponentially depressed as my thoughts took over. But before focusing on the novel, I looked around the compartment and understood that I was alone. It was not Something new. Considering my office timing, starting at 7 a.m., my office operates until 2 p.m., enabling me to catch that empty train at 2:30 p.m. As I prepared myself to spend the next 1 hour journey alone, a girl entered the compartment and sat down beside the window on the extreme right side. My only other companion in the compartment, clad in a white dress. She was reading a book by Eco. One hand, one hand, sorry, one hand covering the book's title. Although it didn't take much time for me to guess it was the name of the rose. The name of the rose, Umberto Eco Magnum Plus Opus. While the other adjusted the stands of hairs that were longing to kiss her face, something attracted me to her. I mustered some courage and shifted myself and comfortably settled opposite to her. She didn't bother to look at me. She was lost in the book. I gathered myself, cleared my throat, and said hello. She slowly lowered her book and smiled warmly and said hello. She was very pretty. There was this air of nobility about. I would sound like crazy man if I told you that I could even see this hello behind her. Her supernatural aura cast a spell on me. It's boring being alone, especially when you know the next 1 hour is going to be like this, I said, trying to strike up a conversation and attempting to make it sound like as sensible as possible. Is it? 1 hour? Her voice was just more than a whisper. Any hypnostic would die to become the owner of that voice. This is an odd timing. Nobody will board the train at this time. I'm used to traveling alone at this hour. By the way, my name is Arun Selvan. It's pleasure meeting you, I said and offered my hand. You seem to have no respect whatsoever for Edward Lawrence. Mr. Arun Selvan, she said casually and reciprocated the gesture. Excuse me, what? At first I didn't get it. Then it suddenly struck me what she'd mean. My prediction that nobody would board the train at the time was obviously disrespecting Lorentz course theory. I didn't bother to continue my question, I just smiled. She continued, Arun means brilliant. Selvam means wealth. Are you the repository of all the intelligence and brilliance in the world? She smiled. It was perfect smile. It was like she couldn't overdo it even if she wanted to. Your name? My name is Nila. You means moon. She threw me an odd look, probably for having asked her something that was so very obvious. Yeah, moon in Tamil, Nile River in Latin, and champion in Irish. I completed. Someone has commented and gone, I don't know. This probably earned me some respect. I continued. Where are you getting down, Nila? A good traveler has no fixed plans and is not intent on arriving. Lao Tizu, I said at once. Good. Yeah, even I firmly believe that no one realizes how beautiful it is to travel until he comes home and rests his head on his old familiar pillow. Lin Yutang, she said immediately. यार रट्टा मारे मैं दोनों एकदम रट्टा मारे I actually interested है रट्टा नहीं मारे मैं I had her I held her book in my hand and said, you know, there's a theory that William Ockham got inspired by this book and came up with Occam's razor. Came up with Occam's razor. Interestingly, are you an atheist? She asked me without delay. Yes, how did you know? People who talk about Lex, parsimony, and Occam's razor are generally atheists. Are you an atheist? No, no, I'm theist. I was convinced by Kurt Gödel, by his ontological proof. She said, flash that killer smile again. There I was sitting and ogling a girl shamelessly like never before. What was with her that attracted me? Intentionally, I realized with each passing second, I was slowly but surely becoming her slave. You are native? I asked. Yadum ori yaburam kali. All the word in all the word is my word. All humanity is my fraternity. She quoted the Sangam poet Kanyan Pongal as she stretched her hand above her head and continued, have you read Sangam works? Yes, you? Yes. Thank to Dr. Camille Jellybill. If not for him, I wouldn't be have even touched Sangam works. Your favorite Sangam work? I inquired. Kurun Thokai. It seemed a rather odd voice. No, it seemed a rather odd choice. Oh, I didn't know what to say. Have you read this song by Cory Koran in Kurun Thokai? Panai Thoi Kuran Koi. Forget the song. Her diction astonished me. Yes, I have. It's the one about the hero's blackmail, isn't it? I asked and started to watch her again, deciding to maintain silence for some time. Good, by the way, why do you go to some dream world every now and then? Don't expect me to do an interpretation. I'm not fraud. She winked. How would I let her know that I can exchange anything I possess for that wink? Do you believe that, Fred? interpretation of dream still holds good. I queried her. Don't ask me anything about Fred. You will only get a biased opinion. I firmly believe that whatever he said holds good till date. These modern psychoanalysts, they did nothing but just reinterpret whatever he said in their own way, concealing the source smartly, then called it their own theory. And as if that was not enough, they rubbished some of Freud's interesting theories. But this Oedipus complex was indeed nonsense. I was quite quick to retort. I don't like this part of the story is not so, but कंटिन्यू करते हैं कितना रह गया. Hmm, 2 pages. Hmm. Maybe that's the reason why a group of people started opposing whatever he said. The sadness in her voice was not well concealed. Maybe that's the reason. Maybe that is the reason why a group of people started opposing whatever he said. The sadness in her voice was not well concealed. She was silent for the next 2 minutes. Who is your favorite philosopher? I asked, trying to break the uncomfortable silence. Soren Kierkegaard and Friedrich Nietzsche. She intoned, without finding the pronunciation difficult. Why them? They laid the groundwork for exist- existentialism long back, didn't they? But what is so special about again it says like all other theories that life is meaningless, isn't it? Yes, but it at least gives some importance to the human subject. It's good that somebody at last said, stop looking at the thinking subject, concentrate on the human subject. That's true, man. सोच के ज़्यादा नहीं करना चाहिए. सामने वाले बंदे पे कंसंट्रेट करो यार. जो है, जो नहीं है उसे सोचने से कोई फायदा थोड़ी है. इसी बात पे सब्सक्राइब कर दो. 130 का टारगेट है फ्रेंड्स. 500 होंगे तो हम आपके साथ chess.com पे लाइव खेलेंगे. It's good that somebody at last said, stop looking at the thinking subject, concentrate at the human subject. It was already evident that I would fallen for her. Now, when do I let her know that? Durada. We were then silent for some time, a long time, in fact. If life is meaningless, why do you think we all should live? I asked in an honest attempt to conquer the silence. She took, she took an eternity to answer. Enlightenment, she finally said, stopped for a moment, as if examining something. The medicine strip in my pocket had caught her attention. What's that? Are you not feeling well? There was genuine concern in her voice. No, nothing. Just some mild antidepressant. Depressant. There was an awkward pause. By the way, you were saying something about enlightenment? Yes, of course. What do you know about enlightenment? I spat out a definition without further ado. Enlightenment is man's release from his self-confined tutelage. Tutelage is the incapacity to use one's own understanding without the guidance of another. Such tutelage is self-imposed if its cause is not lack of intelligence, but rather a lack of determination and courage us one's intelligence, courage to use one's intelligence without being guided by another. Don't tell me what Immanuel Kant said. She reprimanded. Tell me what you feels about enlightenment. It's the ultimate goal of every man. Have you tried it? No, I must say I didn't give it much thought. Have you ever tried jumping off a running train? Oh my god, ये इसका सुसाइड करवाई यार. लग रहा है इसे खुदवा के मरवा देगी ये तो. ये बेचारा इनलाइटनमेंट ढूंढने आया था. ये इसे खुदवा देगी जल्दी ट्रेन से. बाकी दिव्या तुम लगे रहो, हम तुम्हारे साथ हैं. हम्म, अभी अभी मैंने एक मच्छर को मार दिया है. उसे ट्रेन से कूदा दिया. सो बैक टू द स्टोरी. No, I must say I didn't give it much thought. Have you ever tried jumping off a running train? I wasn't sure if I heard her right. Excuse me? Do you want do you want to taste enlightenment? I don't get you. Have you read the Katha Nisad? Yes, do you want to attain enlightenment the same way Nachiketa did? Have you heard of the Nachiketan fire? Yes, the fire sacrifice for threefold knowledge, the fire that is burning inside each one of us, named after the boy who confronted Lord Yama himself. Don't you think you have to meet somebody like now, like how Nachiketa met the Lord of Death? She held my hand and led me to the door. Oh my God! अब मुझे डर लग रहा है. इसे ट्रेन से धक्का दे देगी लग रहा है. यहीं से सरप्राइज होके लोगों ने ड्रम में पैक करना चालू करा शायद. चलो आते हैं स्टोरी पे. She held my hand and led me to the door. Then, smiling, she let my hand go and slowly whispered in my ears, only when you get to meet him will you be able to attain the ultimate goal. After all, what's life without trying to achieve the ultimate goal? I just stood there frozen, trying to comprehend. She blinked for a couple of seconds and continued. You don't believe me, do you? Then she suddenly jumped off the train. Oh my god, she jumped. All my senses went numb. When I regained my composure somewhat, I slowly peeped out of the train to see where she's fallen. She was nowhere to be found. I understood that she had gone to the same place where Nachiketa went in the Katha Upanishad to seek enlightenment. to achieve the ultimate goal, to meet her Almighty. As the realization dawned upon me, I stood at the edge and prepared to take a leap. Hmm. She jumped right to the train, man. Cameras and reporters were seen everywhere. There were probably thousand flashes all at once, with reporter grilling the RPF deputy superintendent of the police constables were finding it difficult to control the huge crowd gathered there. Is it true that the TTE threw this young man, Arun Salvam, out of the running train for ticketless travel? What the hell? Salvan? लड़की कूदी थी या खुद कूदा था? It was the millionth time the question was asked. See, please understand, it's only a rumor. Someone has spread this lie with malicious intent. Mr. Salvam certainly had a ticket. We got this from his shirt pocket, and the TT never examined tickets during that time. How did he die then? We have with us here a senior physician, Dr. Shankar. He will give you an explanation. Dr. Shankar adjusted his spectacles as he addressed the media. The police have recovered a strip of clozapine from the victims. Strong doses, in other words, close to 500 mg, suggest positively that he could have he could have had several visual, auditory, and olfactory hallucinations. The victim could have also suffered from paranoid and bizarre delusion. So undoubtedly this is a case of suicide. Reporter left the place content with the explanation from Dr. Shankar. Thanks, doctor. We could never have convinced them. The DSP shook hand with the doctor and thanked him with all his heart. हे भगवान उसने सुसाइड कर लिया इतना पागल हो गया था वो Is this going to be 100 years of solitude for me? As such thoughts slowly started to take over me, I see her standing there, probably waiting for me. Her lips parted slowly to flash that magnetic smile. That was a smile that can belong only to her. I got near her, laboring hard in the poses, holding her hands. I say, "You didn't think I would come, did you?" She doesn't answer. She just smiles, holding me in her hand, in her gaze, holding me for eternity. Did I tell you something? I asked her, not expecting an answer. Hmm? She whispered softly. I feel the magnificence of the anticipation that filled the air. I love you. I can hear wild explosions. A hug her gently, push some of the hair that cover her face aside, and plant a soft kiss on her cheeks. Oh my God! उसे भूतनी मिली और उसने उसे मरवा दिया और साथ में उसे लेके चली गई गजब मैन व्हाट अ स्टोरी बीच में थोड़ा ऑथर्स के नाम ने गुमराह कर दिया था मुझे स्टोरी पसंद नहीं आई थी but man he jumped out of the train oh my god Hey, my friends, my phone battery is draining out. Hmm. I think no, दिव्या का मुंह नहीं ना. वैसे दिव्या का मुंह नहीं है, पर लेकिन अगर वाइट यहाँ पे A4 करेगा, पॉन A4, तो इसका ब्लैक बिशप मिलेगा इसको फ्री ऑफ कॉस्ट, राइट. पॉन A4 करे, देन पॉन B3 करे, and take the pawn, take the bishop. But I hope Aleksandar is not listening us and will not move something like that harm our Divya, our favorite Divya.